Nice. As is customary, we strip down and rinse ourselves thoroughly before entering the adjoining hot spring. I can feel the difference in temperature as soon as I step out of the room. There are a few other men spread out in the pool. They all look to be young and close to my age. Joe and I slowly wade into the hot spring. I dip my feet in and my toes tingle from the rush of the heat. Carefully, I lower the rest of me into the water and instantly relax in the warmth. Joe lets out a contented sigh.
Ah, this is the life.
I nod and close my eyes. I listen to the soft sounds of nature mixed with the low murmur and voices from the other patrons, and the waters are mostly still, only rippling when someone enters or leaves the spring. The water gently eases out any remaining tension in my muscles, and as I let out a deep breath, I wish this moment could last forever.
Hey guys.
Ah, fuck.
Akira?
Great. I blink my eyes open at the sound of a familiar voice. Akira has a small towel resting on his head.
Fancy seeing you here.
I was about to say the same thing to you. What are you doing here?
We can't stay on campus today, so instead of practicing, my team and I decided to do the next best thing. Heal in the hot springs.
I squint at the other men in the spring. No wonder they all look my age.
That's why everyone looks so familiar.
You should have said something sooner. I'm surprised that we didn't recognize you guys. Akira smiles.
We look different without our uniforms. It took me a few minutes before I recognized you two.
No. In the distance, I hear high-pitched squeals. Was that the girls? Oh, please. Please, let it be.
I think so.
Their spring is right next to ours.
Sho perks up.
Really?
Sho, you know better. You know better, Sho.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about.
Let's find out.
You know better. Don't do it. You mean eavesdrop?
It's not eavesdropping if we're just checking on their well-being.
That's, quite the mental gymnastics. This can only end poorly. I don't know. I've seen enough anime to know how this ends. Sho laughs.
Lucky for us, we aren't in an anime. We'll be fine.
He is technically correct. They are not in an anime. That doesn't make me feel any better about this situation. Akira climbs out of the water.
I know a way we can slip in unseen.
How exactly do you know this?
I can't give away my sources.
Of course not. Sho and I look at each other and shrug. I might have expected this kind of behavior from Sho, but definitely not from Akira. We follow him out of the pool and into the changing room where we grab towels. Then Akira leads us through an employee entrance and into a tunneled hallway. The hallway opens up right beside a large rock, enclaving the surroundings of the woman's hot spring, which keeps us perfectly out of sight. Yeah, there's just something wrong about this situation. Giggles float around us as we peek over the rocks. Just our luck, Valerie, Yuna, Mayu, and Kyra, and May are all right in front of us. Sho and I share a look as we silently ask, May's here too? Then we shrug. If Akira's here, it only makes sense that May would be here as well.
It's your turn, Valerie. Okay. Truth or dare? Dare.
Okay, truth.
What? No, I picked dare.
Right, truth.
May turns to the rest of the girls.
What should we ask her?
Mayu blushes.
What is it like being with a boy?
Wow, she's a lot braver. Look at that fucking face on that. Look at that face on Valerie. Oh my shit. That is too good. Let me guess, she's never actually been, never got it on. Everyone stares at her with wide eyes, and Maya's face turns even redder.
Why would you ask me that?
Because, you know.
Even Cowrie's cheeks are pink, but I can't tell if that's from the question or the heat of the water. Valerie blinks.
Oh, right, okay. You see...
Her voice trails off and my breath catches in my throat. Is this really happening right now? Sho and Akira both focus intently on the conversation.
How do I put this?
She pauses again as she thinks.
Okay, basically, imagine you have a motherboard. On the different sockets, you have to add the different components. So first you put in the CPU, and then the RAM, a graphics card, some sort of storage drive. Oh, and the power supply. You can't forget the power supply. That is what? Supplies power. And once all those pieces are ready, then it's time to make sure all the wires are connected. Some graphics cards require a 6-pin connector while others need an 8-pin. Some also require 2 sets of connectors depending on the power draw requirements. It's also important to pick a good case because you want to make sure everything is well protected but still has strong airflow. Having a strong cooling system is important when things heat up.
As Valerie continues her explanations, the girls struggle to follow along. Maya's brows are furrowed and she nods ever so often, listening closely to Valerie's words. Yuna just seems plain confused, although she's trying her best to follow along. Kyra frowns thoughtfully, and I can almost see the gears in her head beginning to piece it together, the image that's Valerie's describing. Only May sits with her eyebrows raised and her arms crossed over her chest.
None of this makes sense.
Valerie freezes and looks a little panicked.
What?
May studies Valerie's expression and discomfort. She smiles triumphantly as she solved the puzzle.
Oh, you've never actually been with.
Valerie laughs loudly over May's voice.
You're so silly, May. What are you even talking about?
Knew it.
Your analogy doesn't describe it at all.
Kyra crosses her arms.
If she's not right, then what's it supposed to be?
May grins mischievously.
Well, when a man and a woman love each other very much.
Fuck. Plop. I look over at Sho. He had leaned too far forward and accidentally wobbled an unstable pebble which rolled into the spring. I don't want to continue now. I really don't want to continue. As one, the girls look in our direction, then shriek.
Run!
No problem, man. Get the fuck out. We scramble into the safety of the hallway and head back into the men's changing room.
Do you think they saw us?
Yes. They probably saw you. The blood leaves Sho's face.
No! Akira, please, tell me otherwise.
You know that they're all gonna murder you, especially Kaori.
It was pretty dark. Maybe they just saw a silhouette.
I'm not gonna guess that we're that lucky. For your sake, I hope that's all they saw.
If I fall, I'm dragging you down with me.
Hey, I wasn't there. Fuck you, dude. Me? I was in the men's hot spring the entire time. Isn't that right, Akira?
Of course.
Man, this guy's actually not as bad as I thought.
You guys!
Once our pounding hearts subside, we return to the men's hot spring as if nothing happened. As soon as our time was up, we left the rest of the group. This way, it could have been anyone who was disturbing the girls. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're back at the lounge? Akira rejoins his teammates while Sho and I change back into our clothes. We wait for the girls in the hotel lobby, which happens to look exactly like the pilot's lounge. We agreed to meet them here for dinner, right? Sho answers nervously.
Yep.
After 15 minutes, they still haven't emerged. Sho shifts from foot to foot.
Do you think they really saw me there and now they've gone ahead without us?
I wouldn't blame them. We kind of deserve it if they did. Sho has the decency to look sheepish.
I didn't realize girls talked about such private things.
Everyone talks about it. Maybe not necessarily out in public. Neither did I. No, scratch that out. Yes, I did.
What if this is all part of their plan for revenge? Leave us here waiting while they're all eating delicious food and laughing at us. Or maybe they've retired to one of their hotel rooms, dressed in their PJs, continuing their conversation.
Really? I'm just gonna stop you right there.
But I was just getting to the good part.
I know where you're going with this, and just stop. That's pretty lame revenge as far as revenges go. Oh.
I suppose that's true.
We'll wait a while longer before the girls finally appear. Kyra glares at us as she marches over. Valerie and Nina both look grave, and even Maya looks stern. She leans over to me.
Oh God, they know. Should we just tell them?
Don't say a fucking word. Keep cool. The girls finally pause in front of us. Are you okay? Kyra glances at the two of us and crosses her arms.
Of course not. We are surrounded by perverts.
Joe's eyes widen in panic. I'm beginning to feel anxious. I was just teasing them before, but maybe they really did see us. Let's play it off. Oh, really? Did something happen?
We were being spied on while we were relaxing in the hot springs.
Huh? That's terrible. Who would do such a thing?
Joe, shut the fuck up. Joe's voice is slightly higher pitched than normal. I glance at him and try to motion for him to calm down, to blow our cover otherwise.
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
Kyra scans the lobby looking for perverts, I assume. Joe relaxes.
Maybe you should just let it go.
Joe, shut the fuck up.
What? How can you suggest that?
And let them get away with a free show?
That's not right!
Joe and I instinctively take a step back from their indignation. Did you see who it was that was watching you?
No.
Then how are you going to find them?
The girls fall silent.
We'll just know.
I raise an eyebrow across my arms. Are you sure you're even being watched? Oh god, that's terrible. Joe catches my eye as if to say, good one, Broseph.
Yes.
How can you be sure if you didn't see anyone? Kyra falters and looks like the rest of the girls for backup.
There was a pebble that rolled into the water from an outcrop of rocks. It's the perfect place for someone to hide and peep.
Or maybe it was an animal.
An animal?
Yeah, the springs are outside. It's kind of hard to stop all the wildlife from running about.
I suppose it's possible.
It's quite a stretch. Not an extreme one. She looks uncertainly at Kyra.
Or it could have been a person. Those rocks were a little too conveniently placed to have just been a careless animal.
Mayu nods.
We told the hotel manager about it too. So now they're aware and also on the lookout.
Joe seems worried again, but after listening to this conversation, I'm convinced they have no way of finding out it was us. Okay, well, since they've already alerted the hotel, maybe we should just let them investigate and find the peeper so we can just enjoy our dinner. Una nods.
That's probably the best course of action.
Thank God, I'm starving.
Do you ever not think about food?
I haven't eaten since lunch. I think I'm allowed to be hungry.
He does have a point. Mayu giggles.
Let's go before you faint from hunger.
Ooh, dodging a bullet. Now, the only problem is I know this is going to come back to bite us in the ass. There's no way this doesn't bite us in the ass.
I hope the food is good.
Me too. The tension lifts as we walk towards the dining room. I was far too close for comfort. When we arrived in the dining hall, we settled down at our table. The hotel offers a prefix menu. All we had to do was confirm our number of dinners, and the waitress would put the order in for our meals. Whatever happened to May?
She didn't want to stay after the incident, so she went to find her teammates.
Wonder if she ever got the chance to finish her explanation. Soon the food arrives. It's a simple tray of rice, fish, and pickled vegetables. We quiet down as we all dig in. I hadn't realized how hungry I was until now. I feel a buzz in my pocket. As I pull out my phone, I notice all my teammates are checking their phones too. It's a group email from Dashu. They're reminding us about our coaching session that was scheduled for tomorrow. It seems that they have received confirmation that Coach Ivan will be on campus to give everyone a few pointers before our match on Thursday. Una wears a broad grin.
Did you all get that email?
Yep.
I'm so glad Coach Ivan will be on campus.
Me too! Oh, he's one of my idols.
You mean like that Beethoven Redux? Really?
Of course! He's a working legend.
How come I've never heard of him before?
He's almost as famous as the Akamis.
Sho looks thoughtfully.
Actually, Mayu, doesn't your family know him?
Yes, but not very well. They respect each other, of course, but aren't close friends. That's why I've never met him.
I'm looking forward to what he can teach this team. There's a reason why he's won 3 championships and received the MVP award twice.
Impressive. Wow, this guy sounds impressive.
I heard no matter where he goes, he always wears his signature helmet.
Valerie's heard of him too.
Huh, I've heard that too.
Wonder if he'll wear it tomorrow.
Probably.
The team continues to talk excitedly about tomorrow's training session. I soak in each story and rumor the team shares about him. And the more I hear about him, the more enthusiastic I feel about meeting him. How come it feels like this is going to be a letdown? I just have that feeling. After we finish up our meal, I take another dip into the hot spring. After all, my first section was kind of interrupted. Sho happily agrees, but the girls firmly refuse. They say that they're good nights and retire to their rooms. Sho and I relax in the hot water until we're both stifling yawns. Then we decide to return to our rooms as well. After all, we have an early morning train to catch. I'm exhausted and collapse onto my bed. As soon as my head hits the pillow, I fall asleep.